Okay, folks, my name is Steve LaValle. I'm a field instructor with the Guide Dog Foundation and America's Vet Dogs. I'm going to do a suggestion. I'm going to try to teach my dog Mako a trick. The trick that I'm going to try to teach him is to make a circle using my hand as a lure to get him to circle all the way around, and then I'll eventually fade that circle. At the end of this video, I have another dog, a Pug Beagle mix. Her name is Paris. She's the one that knows the trick. So I'm going to show you how I teach it, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. So the first thing you want to make sure is you want to make sure that your dog is hungry and motivated for the food. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Mako sit directly in front of me, and I want you to think about a clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Mako a piece of food as he's facing towards me. That would be at the 6 o'clock time. Good boy. I put my fist down. He gets a piece of food. What I'm going to try to do is teach Mako to turn around to the right and make a complete circle, then face towards me again. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand, because I'm going to have him turn to the right. I'm going to put it as I'm standing directly in front of him. I'm going to put my fist down. When he touches my hand, I'm going to say the word yes. That's my marker that he's doing a good job. I'm going to do that a couple more times. Yes. Good boy. He can sit or he can stand. I don't really care. Good boy. Yes. After I do that a couple times, I'm getting him into the game. Good boy, buddy. Sit. I may actually have him sit for a moment. Now what I'm going to do is as I go to put my hand down at the 6 o'clock position, I'm going to move my hand counterclockwise towards the 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock position. And when his head follows or tracks my hand, I'm going to say the word yes as a marker, give him a piece of food, because what will be happening is he'll be turning his head counterclockwise in a circle. Good boy. Yes. Okay, I'm going to do that a couple more times. Now, what may happen is you may find that the dog will begin to back up a little bit. In the very beginning, that's okay. The real concept is just getting him to turn his head and follow to the 3 o'clock position. So I'm going to bring my hand from 6, circle around to the 3 o'clock position. Yes, good boy. Okay, good boy. I'm going to do that a couple more times. Yes, good boy. So I'm bringing my hand from my waist to his nose where he's at 6 o'clock, and I'm going to circle around counterclockwise to about 3 o'clock. Yes, good boy. All right, I'm going to take a little quick break. Stop right there. Okay, folks, here's another quick little session right here. I'm going to try to break this down. I'm hopeful within the end of the night I'm going to get him to circle around. But the key point here is I want you to progress at your own rate. You want the dog to have fun. This is not any type of technique or task or trick that you would give the dog a correction for. This is about the dog having fun and you enjoying spending time with them and giving him something to do. So what I'm going to do is do a quick refresher. I give the dog a piece of food right at the 6 o'clock position with him right in front of me. Yes, I'm going to mark it. You can also give a click if that's your method of reinforcement. I'm going to do that again. Yes. Now, I'm going to start to go to switch my hand around counterclockwise to around 3 o'clock. And as soon as he turns his head and touches my hand, I'm going to give a piece of food and mark it. Yes, good boy. Now, what will happen in the very beginning, folks, is the dog will very readily track your hand, your luring hand, as you start to circle around his head. But as you start to turn to the point where the dog is actually facing away from you, you may get to the point where the dog starts to lose interest or breaks off from your hand. The key here is you may make progress quickly and then you have to slow down. As you get to the point where you're actually moving from 6 o'clock to 2 o'clock or to 1 o'clock in that circle around the dog, you want to do many more repetitions so the dog learns what the pattern is. So I'm going to do that again. Bring him in right in front of me, and I'm going to try to get him to turn around, turn his head. I'm having him sit so he's stationary. Again, he can stand as long as he doesn't back up. And I'm going to try to turn his head to about the 2 o'clock position from 6 o'clock. Yes, good boy. Now, what does happen is the dog will start to back up sometimes, and you may have to bend over slightly to circle your hand around to the right. Again, I'm going to go from 6 o'clock to about 2 o'clock. Yes. The key here is also to recognize that the dog should be touching your hand. As you bring your hand to his nose, you make a fist so the dog doesn't get the food. And again, I'm going to circle around from 6 o'clock to about 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in a circle. Yes, good boy. Again, he's starting to back up. I may tell him sit. See if I can get him to hold his position and turn a little bit easier. May go sit. Bring my hand from 6 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Good boy. Atta boy. Now, here's where the tricky part starts to come, because the dog is just wanting to follow the food. So the important thing here is, again, you get the dog facing towards you, and you bring your hand to his nose at 6 o'clock, circle around slowly, and get him to turn his head away from you, touching your hand. Yes, good boy, Mako. Good boy. Now I have a leash on him, so if he starts to back up a little bit, I may hold the leash so he doesn't back up a little bit. Good boy. Yes. Okay, we'll take a little break. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. I'm going to start over again. I'm going to do a couple quick refreshers where I give him the food at 6 o'clock, then at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Touch his nose, yes, at 6 o'clock. Now I'm going to do it at 5 or 4 o'clock. Yes, okay. Do it again. Having him come in front of me, sit, bring my hand down to his nose at 6 o'clock and turn my hand to 3 o'clock. Yes. So the problem again is the dog starts to back up for the food. So the tricky part is you have to keep the dog's nose on your hand as you circle it around in an imaginary clock, counterclockwise. So what I'm going to try to do is circle my hand all the way around from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock and give him a piece of food as soon as he touches my hand. Good boy. Start at 6. Go to 12, yes. The one thing you do have to do is you may have to bend over, and at this point, once I give him a piece of food, he's facing away from me. So I'm going to do that a couple more times. Good boy, Mako. Come here, buddy. Sit. The other important thing is the dog is close to you. If he's a few feet away from you, you're already at a disadvantage. So I'm going to drop my hand right to my waist. He touches my hand with his nose at 6 o'clock. And I'm going to circle to the right to the 12 o'clock position. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Okay. Here's the tricky part, folks. One of these times when he's touching my hand at 12 o'clock, I'm going to try to get him to go more to 11 or 10 o'clock to complete the circle. Good boy. Ready? Good boy. Yes. There we go. So there he did 3/4 of the turn. Started at 6 o'clock. I went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 12, 11, and 9. We'll try that again. Starting at 6 o'clock, circling around about 3/4 of the turn. Good boy. Oh, did not do it. He backed up too much. Again, I'm gonna do a couple easier ones. 6 to 3. Good boy. If you drop a piece of food, try to move it away. Don't let him get it off the ground. So I'm going to do a couple of easy ones to get him more focused in on my hand. Yes, there I'm going to 3 o'clock. Good boy. Come here. I'm going to try to go a little bit further. 12 o'clock. Good boy. When you can get your dog to circle all the way around to the 12 o'clock position, then it's important you get a little bit past that, because now you're more than halfway. Good boy. Yes, good boy. That was 3/4 of a turn, folks. Okay, we'll take a quick break. Good boy, we're going to do another session. Now, the last time I left off, which was just about 2 minutes ago, I had my dog do about 3/4 of the turn, so I feel like he'll do the complete circle. My dog is a Belgian Malinois. He's a different type of dog. He's very high energy. He's very quick reaction. Doesn't mean that he's any smarter. It's just that he's a very quick reactive type dog. What I want you to take away from this is that you want to go at your own speed. if you only get a portion of the turn, it's important that the dog is excited and enjoying the time. You also want to make sure that the dog is motivated for the food. The other part of the equation is that you want to ensure that if the dog is not motivated for the food, maybe you could use high value. Okay? So I'm going to do 1 or 2 quick refreshers. I'm going to do one where I start at 6, go to 3. I'm going to give him a piece of food. Start at 6, go to 12, piece of food. Start at 6, go all the way around to 9, counterclockwise. And on the 4th repetition, I'm going to try to go all the way around. So here we go. The dog is facing directly in front of me, right at my waist. Start at 6, go to 3. Yes, good boy. Bring him back into me because he backed up a little bit. Again, I'm going to start at 6 and go to 12, counterclockwise. Yes, good boy. Okay, yeah, good boy. All right, he's going to do this real quick, I think. We'll try it again. I'm going to start at 6. I'm going to go counterclockwise to the 9 o'clock position, going to my right. Ready? Good boy. Circle. Yes. Okay, next one he's going to do it, I think. We'll see. Good boy. Come here, buddy. Now, you want to imagine that I'm bending over, and when I'm moving my hand, I can feel my dog's snout on my hand as I circle around. Ready? Good. Yes. Okie dokie. Now that he's doing it, he did it one time. Very good. Now I'm going to add a command. You can add whatever name you want for this command. I'm just going to call it circle. We'll try it again. My hand is going to be touching his nose. We're going to go all the way around in a circle to the right. Ready? Come here, buddy. Put my hand to his snout. Circle. Yes. Good boy. Okay, that's good. We'll try it again. It's a little bit of a rough start, but here we go. We're going to try it again. My hand is going to touch his snout, go around to the right in an entire circle. Bring my hand right to the starting position again and give him a piece of food. Circle. Good boy. Yes. Now that time, folks, he turned about 3/4 of the way and then he stalled a little bit. I kept my hand at his snout and I drew or lured him straight to front me again, and I gave him a piece of food. Okay, we're going to try it again. Good boy. You ready? Again, I'm bending over slightly as I do this. My hand touches his nose at the 6 o'clock. I'm going all the way in a circle. Good boy. Circle. Yes, that was a little bit faster. Good boy. We'll try it again. Good boy. Come here, buddy. Sit. Start at 6, and I'm going to circle all the way around. Yes. Now, what will happen occasionally is you may lose contact. The dog may stop tracking or seeking or following your hand and not turn completely. My suggestion is if you do that, then do easier ones. So whatever position your hand is on that clock, where the dog begins to lose focus, go 1 hour before that. So if your dog loses it at 12 o'clock, reward the dog at the 1 o'clock position. Do that more and more so the dog builds drive. Again, one other thing is the dog may begin to back up. So what you can do is hold the leash in your free hand, kind of hold them in closer to you. I'm going to start at 6, go around in a circle, putting my hand right on the snout, and I'm going to say the word circle. Yes, good boy. The other thing I do also is when the dog turns around, he gets to the point where he's a little bit contorted. If the dog turns 3/4 of the way, I just bring my hand right to my waist. That sometimes creates a little bit of distance, but the dog finishes the turn, and then the dog is now facing directly in front of me. Good boy, yes. Okay, we'll take a quick break. Last we left it off was that my dog Mako was doing a complete circle. It was a little bit rough, but he is doing it. What I am doing though is I'm bending over at the waist, and his nose is touching my hand as I circle all the way around. The last part of this is once the dog finally gets this, and this may take a couple days to get to this point. When you get to a point when you can circle your hand all the way around in a wide circle, from right all the way around counterclockwise, then eventually you're going to start to fade that hand gesture. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. He probably won't get too far into this, but we'll see. I'm going to do one easy one where I put my hand down and he makes constant contact and follows around, okay? Bring him in close to me, start at 6, circle around, good boy, circle, yes. Okay, do this, I'm gonna do it again with constant contact, start at 6, circle around, good boy, circle. Now that time, as I circled, when I got all the way around to about the 9 o'clock position, I moved my hand a little bit faster away from him, and then he still followed the hand because he understands the pattern. This time, sit. When I do this hand gesture, I'm going to try to keep my hand about 2 inches higher than where his nose is. So I'm going to fade my hand gesture just slightly. I still want him to think he can get the food. If your dog starts to fade and not want to do this, then you have to go back to the last step where you have constant contact. So we'll try this with me fading my hand gesture just a little bit. Ready? Circle. Yes, good boy. Again, I'm having to bend over somewhat. Good boy. I'm going to try to keep my hand 2 to 3 inches away from his nose. I'm going to circle it around at the same level, keeping it the same circle, but just slightly above his nose out of reach. Good boy. Circle. Yes, good boy. That's a good boy. We'll do it one more time, then I'm going to give him a nice little jackpot for doing a good job. Good boy. Let me get my food treats out. Folks, I don't have my treat bag on. I have some coins in my pocket. I don't want to give those to him. Good boy. One more time. Ready? Circle. Yes, good boy. There you go. Okay, folks, take a quick break. Show you a finished product. This is our pet dog, Paris. She's a pug beagle mix. Paris is a mature senior citizen. I think she's about 12 years old. And a little history. The reason Paris is named Paris is my wife went to Paris when we got the dog and we named her Paris. She's not named after Paris Hilton. Okay, so Paris knows this, but the difference is I'm going to use the command turn around. Paris is only about 18 inches tall when she's sitting. And so when I put my hand down, my hand is actually going to be about 2 feet from her. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same type of gesture, the same type of circle. I'm going to say turn around instead of circle because that is the command that she knows, but it's the same actual trick. Come here, Paris. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to make a slight little circle, only about 6 inches. I'm going to move my hand to the right, and I'm going to say, turn around. And she gets a piece of food. I just dropped it on the ground for her because she's small. Come here, girl. Do it again. Turn around. Good girl. She turned around completely in a circle. She knows this trick. I'll do it again. Turn around. Good girl. Now, last thing is when the dog knows the trick, then you can make him work a little bit harder. So now I'm going to make Paris do 2 circles before she gets a piece of food. Turn around, turn around. Yes, good girl. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Come here, girl. Paris. We'll do 3 circles. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Yes, good girl. Okay, folks, thank you very much. I wish you good luck and happy training. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.